What's going on with The Ordinary, specifically with the salicylic acid and with the gram-active retinoid emulsion being sold out, and as well as the AHA BHA acid? I'm all about calling brands out when they need to be called out, and I'm all about calling out people when they need to be called out. And while I don't see this as like something inherently horrible that The Ordinary is doing, I was very confused as to why these products have not been in stock for so long. So what did I do? I went out and got some answers, and in today's little bonus video, I want to share that with you. So the salicylic acid blemish solutions is one of my favorites. It's a 2% salicylic acid, but it's a lot more potent than a lot of the other 2% salicylic acid products that I've used. It's been out of stock for a really hot minute, and I got curious. I found out the reason why is because it's being reformulated, and even though The Ordinary's website says it's being reformulated, they didn't say why. But if you do a quick Google search and a little bit of digging, you can find out that it's actually giving people chemical burns. Again, salicylic acid is a BHA acid. In high concentrations like a Gessner, it is used to peel the skin, so there's no surprise that it can cause damage, but I would also understand that The Ordinary or their parent company, Estee Lauder, would not want this to happen to people if they could avoid it. So I don't know when it's coming back, but right now it looks like it's being reformulated, and that's why it's not there. I also hope that the pricing doesn't increase. This is something I've been really curious about. I was not a fan of Estee Lauder as a parent company purchasing The Ordinary or part of The Ordinary back when they did a couple years ago. And I was personally very concerned that the prices would increase because Estee Lauder has a history of doing that with brands that they own or acquire, but they also don't completely own The Ordinary, so there are checks and balances that the public, like you and myself, don't exactly know about. But so far the pricing is still good online. I'm happy about that. But if anybody has old screenshots, and if anybody can show me where pricing has changed, if it has, I would like to know. And if it hasn't, I want to know as well. Secondly, the gram-active retinoid. This has been out of stock for a couple of months now, and I'm curious as to when it's coming back. I was able to contact somebody and get some insider information. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know. Unfortunately, what was told to me was labeled as confidential, so it's something I cannot publicly share, and I trust when people trust me, and I do not break confidentiality. So it will be back. Can't exactly say when, but it will be back. They also did not disclose why it's gone. I have some theories though. First off, it's a great product. Who wouldn't buy the crap out of this? And then secondly, when you look at a lot of products, you don't know where they're being sourced from. The Ordinary's manufacturing is in Canada, but they could source ingredients from all over the world. Now, knowing what's going on with coronavirus and knowing that a lot of factories, specifically skincare or ingredient manufacturers in China, have been shut down due to concerns over the spread of this virus, in my head, it's very logical that that may have disrupted supply chains. But even though it's not being publicized, I'm sure that some skincare or makeup companies have felt this too. If you actually look at Smoky Glow, she's an amazing YouTuber, and she created a palette that was being manufactured in China, and she really openly and kindly addressed to her audience why it was delayed. So if that's happening to makeup and manufacturing companies, if any of these ingredients came from China, which I would assume that one of the raw materials did, it is very understood that maybe that would cause a disruption in the supply chain and therefore how it gets to us. So again, it should be back, it shouldn't be changed, pricing shouldn't be different, but if anyone has screenshots, I want to know, because at the end of the day, I'm a consumer and I'm glad that I still have a bottle of this stuff, but it's sad. Also, Ulta and Sephora and Amazon do sell these products, but Sephora is always sold out. Again, I think that that's kind of, again, this is just my educated guess, but I think it's from the same thing. Ulta, I know, still has some stock, and Amazon does as well, but just be careful because Amazon does change prices really willy-nilly, whereas other sources kind of keep it flat. I have purchased products from Amazon. I do like them. That's where I get products if they're out of stock elsewhere. But there are also places, I think it's Beauty Bar or Beauty Bay, that might have a couple as well. Whoever you're getting your things from though, just make sure that you check that it's a trusted source. Lastly, the AHA BHA solution. As far as I know, it's not sold out, but there is some issue because this isn't available in Canada. We have a lot of beautiful butterflies from Canada, and people are, you know, upset that they can't get this there. The reason why is because AHA 30% and BHA 2% is seen as medical grade skincare in Canada because this is a high concentration. certification. So we can get it over the counter here in America, but in other countries you can't. So even though it's made in Canada, they don't even ship to Canada. Have some interesting information. Specifically to address this problem, The Ordinary is formulating and planning to manufacture and launch a product that will be available in Canada. Let me make sure that I have this so that I don't screw it up. Dysum chat room initially posted this, and then I was able to confirm it with an inside source, but there is a pomegranate and willow bark mask that The Ordinary is trying to formulate to be an alternative for the Canadian market who can't get the regular AHA BHA. So willow bark is where salicylic acid is derived from. I don't know what percentage that would be. Dysum chat room does list it as 3%, and then pomegranate, specifically pomegranate enzymes, look like they're being used in here at 30%. So again, for those in Canada, and Dysum chat room says Australia as well, who can't get the regular, might be presented with an option in the near future for this one. Now again, as according to insider sources, it's not ready yet. I don't know a launch date, and if I am given a launch date and if I can get you a launch date, I'll let you know. But as of right now, that's what's going on. Again, do you have screenshots? What do you think of all this? When do you think things will be back in stock? And have you been able to get your hands on some of the out-of-stock products while they're out of stock? And if so, let me know where, so that our beautiful butterfly community can share and stay up to date on our skincare routines. Make sure to that like button and whoosh, that subscribe button if you haven't already. I love you beautiful butterflies, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.